Good afternoon, members of the Community Services, Public Safety, Housing, and Development Committee. My name is Emilio Ramirez. I'm Director of Housing for the City of Oxnard, here to present a proposed transaction between the city and the Housing Authority of the City of Oxnard regarding two NSP properties on Mariposa and Azalea. As you may remember, the Neighborhood Stabilization Program is a HUD-funded initiative from the recession that was occurring in 2008. And the purpose of the program was to bring back a stabilization to neighborhoods via the acquisition of then foreclosed properties in an effort to return them to active residential use, cost for new investment in the area, and remove that blight from those neighborhoods. So the city of Oxnard did receive a grant from the state of California for the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, and it purchased a variety of homes and resold them on the open market. At the end, the city requested permission to acquire two properties, one at 215 Mariposa and the other on Azalea. The state granted that permission. We acquired both of the properties in the name of the city and have owned and operated them since then. So on screen is the property on Mariposa, and then this is the property on Azalea. Both of them 3-unit multifamily sites in Oxnard. As you may remember, the Neighborhood Stabilization Program was intended to provide for that return to activity, and all the program income that generates from the rents of those properties or the sale of the properties are then restricted to further NSP affordable housing development. So it cannot be used for any purpose. Although it's not a violation of regulation, the intent was for them to be private activity, therefore not in operation of the city. The city was to kind of create a catalyst for private activity. So what we're seeking now is to ensure compliance with that intent, and also ensure continued compliance with the rent revenue that is received. And so we're asking that the Community Services, Public Safety, and Housing Development Committee recommend that the council adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to transfer the two properties to the Housing Authority, which would be an eligible recipient, and ensure that they be used for affordable housing in compliance with the NSP regulations long term. Sign a regulatory agreement and declaration of restricted covenants for that purpose. We're also asking that the city transfer all of the rent revenue, which is restricted for the purpose of affordable housing and NSP programs. That's $183,000, and then an additional $116,000 of in lieu fund to make sure that we comply with needed deferred maintenance improvements that are needed at the site. The Housing Authority will continue to use them for affordable housing, and so we're asking the Board of Commissioners that you recommend that the Board of Commissioners adopt this resolution accepting the property that transfer at going to be transferred at $1. And accepting the transfer of the funds subject to those regulations, and the inclusionary lieu fund subject to the same regulations. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.